plaintiff, Harold Donaldson, says the defendant is his cousin, and they were close until the defendant went on Facebook and exposed his sexuality. Harold admits that he's gay, but says that at the time he was not ready to come out to his family, so he's suing for emotional distress and a cable bill. Defendant Andrea Claiborne says Harold initiated the downfall of their relationship by calling CPS on her, which could have negatively affected her ongoing custody battle. She's countersuing for defamation of character.
Start with you.
I would like to mention, Your Honor, I would like to thank you as a Flint resident for your contributions in bringing awareness to the Flint water crisis.
And I don't take all the credit. We had about 5,000 people marching.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I might have helped lead the march and organize, but there's a lot of people involved in that. And you all in Flint still?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, sir.
The defendant is my first cousin. We were close before she went to Facebook and exposed my sexuality, the truth about my sexuality, excuse me.
What did she do?
We had got into an argument. I left the situation alone. The next day, I got a phone call from a relative. She's like, do y'all on Facebook talking about you? I'm like, what? She's like, she's talking about she saw some naked men in your phone and called you a closet freak. I'm like, okay. And I was embarrassed, caught off guard for one. And I told my cousin, if she keep it up, I'm gonna call CPS on her to show her, like, I'm not playing with you. Like, find somebody else to play with, you know? And she must have got word of it and got to talk about she was gonna cut me. So I'm like, okay, let me go file a complaint. So if she come at me with a knife, I'm gonna put it on her, but just to let me have this complaint down there, so just in case. To this day, I still been getting into verbal altercations with people about that, because they bring it up to my face, and I feel like I'm not a child. You could address me in another way.
Relatives who love you?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
They're just ignorant and they're homophobes, and you tell them I said it.
Yeah, they are, truth be told.
Tell them I'll
it's
be
sad
back
to say.
in Flint soon.
Okay. Okay.
Let me hear some background from you.
Like he said, we are first cousins, and we've always been close. And the reason why I outed him is because he threatened, and he did call CPS on me. And I was already going through a custody battle, and it could have affected me getting my kids back because of the accusations that he made.
Why did he make accusations?
Because we got into it, and
about this?
About this.
The cable bill?
No, not the cable bill. About he was staying with me, and we had an altercation, and it kind of got a little heated.
What was that about? Being nosy now.
We got into it because I asked him, because I had my nieces, and I stay in the front of the complex, and they stayed in the back.
Slow about answering. You told him to stop smoking weed in the front because it was coming back on your kids?
And long story short, he didn't want to take them to the back, so we got into it about that, my nieces. And he didn't want to take them back there, so we got into it, and I don't know in what part of the argument did it get to, but he said something about he don't need me. So I said, well, why are you laying on my floor then if you don't need me? So get out, get your stuff and get out. And they moved out.
Now you did say you threatened to, but you say he did call
Yes,
CPS?
he did. He threatened and he did.
You say you threatened as a result of her outing you.
Yes.
She's saying you did it before she outed you.
That's not
She
true.
says she responded to what you did.
No.
Once he did that, that's when I had threatened him. And
Threatened to out him.
no, not to out him, to, cut him.
But y'all disagree on that, so
That's not true,
we're
Your
gonna move
Honor.
along. Go
It's-
ahead. I'll let you tell me about the bill and the emotional distress.
I moved, like she said, I moved. We got into a verbal disagreement, and I moved,
When did
'cause
you move in with her?
I moved in with her
Month and year.
August of 2013. I stayed with her for 3 months. She asked me before I moved in, because she didn't want me to help her pay no bills because all her bills were paid. And so I wasn't going to argue with her. And she asked me to get some cable in my name, and I told her yes. I was under the impression she was going to be paying it, though. The whole time I stayed with her.
See, you got to
'cause
do
she
better than
asked.
that. You have to say it. You all have to
yes.
agree to it.
Yes, that was the agreement when she asked
That
me,
is
because
not
I didn't
true.
want to get no cable at her apartment.
So
When-
the agreement was she could get the cable in your name for her use at the house.
While I stayed there.
While you stayed there.
But the whole time I stayed there, she didn't mention nothing else about no cable, and I didn't either, because she didn't have a TV, so I felt she wasn't prepared.
Did she get it? She didn't get it?
She didn't get it. She didn't get it until after we got into an argument, and after the altercation.
Were you living there when she got it?
No, I was not.
She was still living there, though.
She was.
How did you find out she had it? She wouldn't let you back in, so what happened?
Well, when I got my new place, I changed my address for USPS. They started forwarding me bills from the cable company, and I'm like, she never had no cable, so what is this, about? I ended up, as soon as I got the first bill, I filed a complaint. I didn't do more than that because I had my priorities and other things. I was
You
transferring
did right.
from
You filed
high
a
school
complaint with whom?
with the police department.
Okay.
I backburned the situation because I had just graduated from high school and was kind of, transferring from high school to college. So I kind of was, my FAFSA and everything, I knew what my expectations were. So I was trying to stay focused on that.
Did you go?
And
Did you go to college?
yes, I did.
Where?
Mott Community College.
Good. You did right. All right, and so you went to college. I'm glad to hear that. But on this instance, what did you say to her?
Nothing, because we were still feuding, and I felt that if I said something to her, it was going to escalate.
Got it.
So I just left the situation alone.
See
I
what
felt I would
college
get back
does
to
for you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just knew
You're
that.
right.
I felt it, and so that's why I kind of left it alone and waited till it died down. But I ended up confronting her about it on Facebook about a year later, actually. She admitted that she got the bill in my name. She was saying that it wasn't supposed to be that much, but I was telling her, like, this is the final balance. And she said she would pay for it. And so I, waited on her. I gave her about 2 years to give me the money.
You have the bill?
2 tax returns.
Right. Oh, that's what she said?
She
All
never
right.
did.
You
She
should
never
know
did.
better.
Not
You're
true.
right.
She talking about she saw some naked men in your phone and called you a closet freak. I'm like, okay. And I was embarrassed, caught off guard for one. And I told my cousin, if she keep it up, I'm gonna call CPS on her to show her, like, I'm not playing with you. Like, find somebody else to play with, And she must have got word of it and got to talk. She was gonna cut me.
Defendant Andrea Claiborne is being sued by her cousin, who claims after Andrea exposed his sexuality on Facebook, she threatened to cut him.
Let me hear from you, man.
When I got the cable bill in December. That's when I started it. And we had a verbal agreement that if I got it, he was gonna pay the cable bill. Because I was—
While living there.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
while living there. But I ended up putting him out. So I didn't get confronted by him about him knowing. My mother told me that he called and made a complaint. And probably like a few weeks later, I saw him and we talked about it. And I told him, yeah, I would pay you back when I do get the money. And, we basically just left the whole situation alone. Because
No, you didn't.
No, well, we didn't leave it
No,
alone,
you
but
didn't.
he
I
did.
know we left the whole situation alone. You left the situation
We
alone.
kind of just distanced it, because had bigger stuff going on in our life. And, it was just that. I feel like we're even because you stayed with me for rent-free. You didn't help pay nothing. You didn't have to pay nothing.
That's not how court works.
No.
You can't say, well, Judge, I know I owe him for a cable bill, but we even because he owed me some money. You can't do that. That's not how it goes.
Can I mention something about the back to the first part? I witnessed her fight her mother. She's a drama-filled person. What she liked to do, cause commotion.
I did not fight my mother.
Yes, she did.
I did not.
I witnessed her fight.
I did not swing on my
I came
mother.
outside. They were out there knucking and bucking. I mean, like going at it. I couldn't understand why.
When he
but
came-
the security
when he
spotted
came
them.
outside,
ran
what
over,
he
maced
saw
them, both
was-
of them.
Who did?
The security guards of her apartment complex. They was outside her.
Maced them.
Maced both of them. And she was 7 months pregnant. And she cursed our grandmother. I couldn't understand why. Chaos is her middle name.
He's saying that you are someone who likes to cause drama, and you caused him drama, and that's why he's suing you for emotional distress.
I
That's
am.
that part. You
I am
are?
a very strong person. That's where he's talking about. Like if I see something I don't like, I'm gonna address it, no matter who it is. That's just how I am. And if you don't like what I say to you, that's up to you how you take it.
Well, let me get you out of here. I might say something you don't like.
Right.
What do you have you want to
I don't know if the water been getting to her head or what, but I did go on Facebook, and she been going off at our family, you know, our cousin about some guy, but I had to screenshot it like, this is what she like to do.
Yeah, we're going to get to the bottom of this real quick. I could care less about her being my cousin, because when it comes to mine, I'll beat her flat out.
About that.
Yes.
I have a significant other, and we stay together. And my cousin, they know each other, and they used to mess around back in the day. And I posted something on Facebook, a picture of me and him, and she got on it. And he told me, like, yeah, that next day she sent me a friend request and was in my inbox. She's known for that, because my mother doesn't even like her around, because she's sneaky and she's just out there like that. And when I addressed her about the situation after all of that stuff, I had addressed her. We talked about it, and she was like, no, that's not true. So, you know, I left it alone. I just left it at that, you know, and we ain't had no...
With a good threat. Now, what about with your mother?
My mother, what he saw is me trying to keep her from hitting me because I was pregnant. And when
she's violent?
No.
Like you?
No.
So
she's
why
not.
was she trying to hit you?
She's
then,
not
particularly
violent
as a
because
pregnant lady?
my mother has a, pill addiction, and she was coming down. And I went next door to get my hair done, and she came next door to my friend's house being disruptive and disrespectful. So, you know, this is my house. Leave, get your stuff and just go. And she didn't, and she swung on me, and I'm trying to keep her from hitting me. And when the security guards came up, they maced us, and she fell.
Okay. Why are you talking about your grandmother like a dog behind her back?
I don't talk about my grandmother. It's just certain stuff that I say that she just don't approve of.
Leave your grandmother alone. All right, your defamation claim. How did he defame you for $500? You're suing him.
He called CPS on me, and it could have caused me to lose my children. And he did some slandering and bashing on myself on Facebook.
Do you have anything showing that they investigated?
No.
Did they investigate?
They did. They came to my home.
Why did you call them?
I didn't. I threatened to call after I got the phone call saying she was on Facebook.
But she said they came, so that was just a coincidence?
They came.
They were already in her mix. She had called on herself that year and had her kids removed.
The
so anything I wouldn't have told
on herself?
Because she had supposedly set her baby in the street or something was on.
So she said, hey, CPS, come investigate me.
She called police.
I set my child in the street.
Yes, Your Honor. That was that summer.
What was told to me is that Harold Donaldson called. They told me theirself when they came out to investigate.
Nah, they usually don't do that.
But it's because I already had one.
They don't tell you who called.
No, they didn't necessarily tell me that he called.
You just said they did. What do you mean they didn't necessarily tell you that?
They didn't necessarily say his name, but I told them
You say they told me. You say they told me Harold Donaldson called.
But
then when I told you they don't do that,
the way
then you say, well, they didn't necessarily say his name.
The way that she explained the accusations that she told me, that she said.
$1,047 for the cable is what I'm going to grant you. All this mess, I'm not giving you all any money for. Your defamation claim for $500 is dismissed. Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I'm just glad this is over with.
I'm glad this is over with. My cousin know I love him.
Flint Lives Matter.
Yes. Please support us because we really need the help.